During India's G20 presidency, it has been raising concerns that hold global good. One such concern includes building a resilient world that is equipped to deal with disasters and climate change. In this regard, as part of its unique contribution as G20 President, a new working group on disaster risk reduction will be constituted. India's G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant in a media briefing said that a new work stream on disaster risk reduction has been established under India's presidency to encourage collective work, multidisciplinary research and exchange of best practices on disaster risk reduction. The new working group on disaster risk is expected to offer a more focused approach on disaster risk reduction under the G20 framework. India has been helping countries most vulnerable to disasters, including climate change. Globally, India under PM Modi's leadership has offered a lending hand to help its neighbors and friends in coping with disaster and climate change. In this context, India has inked MOUs with Bangladesh, Maldives, Italy, and many more. The MOUs seek to put in place a system whereby both India and the signing party will be benefited from the disaster management mechanisms of each country. Further, India has adopted a holistic approach towards disaster management, and the response to disasters in India has been made relief-centric, early warning-centric, proactive, and early preparedness-based. Monetarily speaking, the budgetary provisions for disaster management has been increased by 122% in the last 8 years. Further, the Ministry of Home Affairs in collaboration with NDMA and NDRF is playing an important role in helping the states and union territories by providing logistics and financial assistance and coordinating response and relief measures during natural calamities. Also, for the first time, mitigation funds have been constituted at the national and state level. During the 2019 UN Climate Action Summit in New York, PM Modi launched an international partnership, the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure or CDRI, with the aim to help build infrastructure around the world that is resilient to natural disasters. Then, at the November 2022 COP27 summit, the CDRI announced a $50 million, that is approximately 400 crore trust fund to fund disaster resilient infrastructure system in developing countries and island nations which face the greatest threats of climate change. The fund, called the Infrastructure Resilient Accelerator Fund, is supported by the governments of India, United Kingdom, Australia and the European Union. Similarly, in November 2021 at COP26, PM Modi launched the Infrastructure for Resilient Island States for developing infrastructure for small island nations as a new hope for small island developing states. PM Narendra Modi's 10-point agenda on DRR that includes developing all sectors with principles of disaster risk management, among several others, require greater collaboration. Goals on disaster risk reduction can be achieved through greater international collaborations, and the G20 can be one such opportunity to address the disaster issues across the world.